Dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Chem Origin. This is Dr. Satish Kumar.
Dear students, today we discussed about the concept of chemical properties of carbon. In this chemical properties of carbon, we see one by one the reaction. So the first one is combustion reaction. Combustion. Generally, whenever an element is treated with oxygen or burning in presence of oxygen is called as a combustion. Combustion means in presence of oxygen, if we burn any substance is called as a combustion reaction. So whenever if we burn carbon in presence of oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide, CO2 carbon dioxide. Suppose if you burn the carbon in limited amount of oxygen or lower amount of oxygen, instead of CO2 it forms CO, carbon monoxide. Instead of CO2 it forms CO, carbon monoxide. So students, carbon generally reacts with or burning in presence of oxygen, it forms CO2 or CO, carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. But excess of air or excess of oxygen is present, it forms CO2 as a product. If limited supply of air or limited amount of or lower amount of oxygen presence, if you combust the carbon, it forms a carbon monoxide. So all the allotropic forms of carbon forms this type of reaction, participates in the combustion reaction. All the allotropes, already in the previous video module we learn what are the allotropes of carbon. We see different allotropes of carbon. Diamond is an allotrope of carbon. Graphene is an allotrope of carbon. Coal is an allotrope of carbon. Coke, in that amorphous type is there, crystalline form type is there, and also fullerene is there. So all the allotropic forms of carbon participates in this combustion reaction. So burning of carbon in presence of oxygen, it forms either carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. If excess of oxygen or excess of air is present, it forms CO2 as a product. If limited amount of oxygen is present or lower amount of oxygen, if you burn the carbon, it forms a carbon monoxide. So all the allotropic forms of carbon participates in this combustion reaction. So this reaction clearly indicates the all the allotropes of carbon are chemically identical nature. Chemically identical nature. Next chemical property is reducing agent. Reducing agent. Students, carbon is acts as an strong reducing agent. So students, we know reduction, what is oxidation, what is reduction. We are very familiar with these definitions. In the first unit, we already in the stoichiometry lesson, we know what is oxidation, what is reduction, what is an oxidizing agent, what is an reducing agent. So here carbon is acts as a reducing agent. This is the next chemical property. So here carbon, what it does, when you treated a metal oxide, when you treated a metal oxide with carbon at high temperature, it reduces the metal into corresponding metals, reduces the corresponding metal oxides into corresponding metal, and it forms CO, carbon monoxide. For example, in this reaction you can see zinc oxide. Zinc oxide, this metal oxide on treated with carbon at high temperature, it reduces metal oxide or zinc oxide into corresponding metal zinc, and it forms a carbon monoxide. Students, in the zinc oxide, the oxidation number of zinc is +2. After reacting with the carbon, it forms a zinc metal. In this state, the oxidation number of zinc is 0. The oxidation number of zinc is 0. Whereas in case of zinc oxide, the oxidation number of zinc is 2. So here clearly the carbon is reduces the zinc oxide into zinc. Therefore it acts as a reducing agent. One more example for reducing agent is this reaction. If you treat a lead oxide PbO when you treat it with carbon, it reduces lead oxide into corresponding metal lead and it forms a carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide. Here lead oxide is reduced into lead. Here the oxidation state of lead is +2. After reduction, it forms a zero state lead. So in this manner, carbon reduces metal oxide into corresponding metals. Similarly, carbon also react with metal sulfates and it forms corresponding metal sulfides into metal sulfides. So carbon also reduces metal sulfates into metal sulfates. For example, if you treat it with lead sulfate PbSO4, when you treat it with PbSO4 lead sulfate with carbon, it forms a lead sulfide and again it forms a product as a CO, carbon monoxide. Similarly, if you treated the barium sulfate with carbon, it reduces barium sulfate into corresponding barium sulfide BAS, barium sulfide, and it forms a carbon monoxide. Similarly, students, in the chemical properties of 4th A group elements, there we discussed about that carbon, silicon, germanium, generally at ordinary conditions, it does not react with water, but tin and lead are little reaction with water. There we can say tin reacts with water and lead also, small amount of lead is soluble in water. Before that, what happened? Lead initially react with water and forms a lead monoxide layer around the lead metal. So inside the lead metal does not affect by water. So there we mentioned that tin reacts with water only at high temperature. Here also what happened? The carbon reacts with water. The carbon, whenever it is in red hot form carbon, red hot carbon means at high temperature, red hot carbon means at very high temperature state, carbon reacts with steam. Steam means water is in a gaseous form. So a red hot carbon reacts with water vapor at high temperature. Here we denoted with delta. Delta here that symbol delta above the arrow indicates temperature. So red hot carbon is treated with steam gas or water vapor at high temperature. It reduces water into CO, carbon monoxide, and H2 gas is formed. Students, we know the definition very well. Oxidation, addition of oxygen, reduction, removal of oxygen. So in the reducing agent behavior, carbon removes oxygen from metal oxides, from metal sulfates, from water also it replaces oxygen and releases H2 gas. So in this manner, carbon acts as a reducing agent and releases CO gas, carbon monoxide gas, CO gas. So these are the chemical properties of carbon. Next chemical property, combination with other elements. So students, next, how carbon reacts with other elements. So carbon, when you treated carbon is heated with a gaseous sulfur. Whenever sulfur gas is passed through the red hot high temperature form, whenever sulfur gas is passed through the red hot carbon, it forms a CS2 vapors, carbon disulfide. Students, just now we saw in previous slide, CO2 is a carbon dioxide. CO2 is a carbon dioxide. Here it is a CS2, carbon disulfide. CO2 carbon dioxide, CS2 carbon disulfide. So whenever the red hot carbon, when we pass sulfur, gaseous sulfur or vapors of sulfur, it forms a carbon disulfide in gaseous state product is formed. like CO2, CS2, carbon disulfide in vapors are revolved, released whenever the carbon reacts with sulfur. Similarly, if a carbon electrode, an electric arc is struck between the carbon electrode and H2 gas is supplied. H2 gas is supplied, it forms a C2H2. Students, we know the name of the C2H2. What is the name of C2H2, students? We already learned in chemical bonding lesson. CH4 methane, C2H6 ethane. Here C2H2 is common name is acetylene. Acetylene is the common name of C2H2 and its IUPAC name is IUPAC name. IUPAC name is ethane. Ethane. Ethane is the IUPAC name. So whenever the red hot carbon electrode is an electric arc is struck between the hydrogen gas, so carbon reacts with hydrogen gas, it produces a acetylene or ethane. Students, this reaction is very important. You should remember this reaction because in the upcoming concepts, that is hydrocarbons, preparation of alkanes, alkenes, alkynes. So in the concept of alkynes, so there alkynes triple bond in this is the one example for the preparation of alkynes. So whenever carbon electrode, an electric arc is produced between carbon electrode and the hydrogen gas is passed through the carbon electrode, it forms a acetylene gas, C2H2. Acetylene is the common name and IUPAC name is ethane. Okay. Similarly, when carbon is treated with beryllium metal, beryllium, it is an alkaline earth metal, S block element, we know, second A group element, S block element, second A group element. So when we treated the red hot carbon with beryllium metal at high temperature, it produces beryllium carbide, Be2C, beryllium carbide. Similarly, carbon also reacts with some metal oxides, forms a corresponding carbides. These are all carbides. Beryllium carbide, calcium carbide, silica carbide, Al4C3, aluminum carbide. So all these carbides are formed by treating metal oxides with carbon at high temperature. See students, 2000 degrees centigrade, very high temperature, 2000 degrees centigrade. That's why we clearly said under normal conditions it readily does not react like other fourth A group elements. So to 2000 degrees centigrade, when we treated a carbon with calcium oxide or silicon dioxide or alumina Al2O3, alumina Al2O3, it forms a corresponding carbides, corresponding carbides, corresponding carbides, corresponding carbides. So in this manner, carbon when treated with corresponding metal oxides at high temperature, it forms a carbides. When we treated beryllium metal with carbon at high temperature, it forms a beryllium carbide. Next chemical property, reaction of carbon with acids, reaction of carbon with acids. So here we discuss about how carbon reacts with acids. Students, in the video module 2, we discussed there the chemical properties of 4th A group elements. There we clearly mentioned that carbon, silicon, germanium under ordinary conditions does not react with dilute acids. Only tin and lead reacts with dilute HNO3. So there we clearly discussed. Here only the carbon does not react with dilute acids, no doubt at all. So students, please be careful. Some of the students are worried here. In the chemical properties, sir already explained that carbon does not react with dilute acids. The same thing here again sir told that carbon reacts with dilute acids. Students, Here carbon react with dilute acids only under specific conditions. Under ordinary conditions, under normal conditions, it does not react with dilute acids. So what are the specific conditions in detail we can see here. So students, under specific conditions only carbon reacts with acids. So for example, if carbon is treated with hot dilute HNO3, hot, see students, hot means the temperature, the reaction is performed at high temperature. So hot dilute HNO3, normal dilute HNO3, cold dilute HNO3 does not react with carbon. Hot dilute HNO3 reacts with carbon. The carbon should be in charcoal form. Students, in the video module 2 we saw allotropes of carbon. Different types of allotropes are exist for carbon. So those are crystalline form allotropes, diamond, graphite. Next, amorphous form of allotropes, coal, coke, charcoal, lamp black. Similarly, fullerene is also an allotrope of carbon. In the different allotropes of carbon, only the amorphous allotrope, amorphous form allotrope, charcoal only reacts with hot dilute HNO3 very slowly. See students, these are the specific conditions. Carbon does not react with dilute HNO3. Carbon reacts with dilute HNO3 whenever the dilute HNO3 should be in hot condition and the carbon is in the amorphous allotrope, charcoal form only. It reacts very slowly, forms the corresponding carbon dioxide and nitric oxide as a products. So these are the specific conditions. Hot dilute HNO3, the charcoal allotrope of carbon reacts very slowly at high temperature. Suppose if the same reaction, if we repeat it with a concentrated HNO3, what happened we can see. So when we treated the amorphous form of carbon, that charcoal form of carbon, carbon reacts with, see here also clearly mentioned that hot condition, hot concentrated HNO3 is treated with a amorphous form of carbon that equals to charcoal. It forms carbon dioxide, along with it forms a NO2, nitrogen dioxide. See students how the equation vary from dilute to concentrate. Whenever it is treated with dilute HNO3, it forms nitric oxide. Whenever it is treated with a concentrated HNO3, it forms a NO2, nitrogen dioxide. So with the change of concentration, the formation of products also changed. This is carefully you can observe. Similarly, suppose if we treated the amorphous form of carbon, that is charcoal, with a hot concentrated sulfuric acid. Students, sulfuric acid, we are very well known. Sulfuric acid is also known as a king of chemicals because it has so many applications industrially as well as domestic purpose. That's why sulfuric acid is also known as a king of chemicals. So whenever the charcoal form of carbon is treated with a hot concentrated sulfuric acid at high temperature, it forms, similar to concentrated HNO3, it forms carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, SO2. CO2 plus SO2 is evolved when we treat a carbon with hot concentrated H2SO4. Here one more important note is that students, along with the CO2 and SO2, a small amount of mellitic acid is formed whenever we treat a amorphous form of carbon, that is charcoal form of carbon, with hot concentrated sulfuric acid. Hot concentrated sulfuric acid is treated with a carbon, hot concentrated sulfuric acid is treated with a carbon along with CO2 and SO2, a small amount of mellitic acid is formed. Mellitic acid is very simple, students. We know benzene very well. Molecular formula of benzene is C6H6. Similarly, the mellitic acid formula is C6. In place of 6 hydrogens, 6 COOH groups are present. That is known as a mellitic acid. Here I try to draw the structure of mellitic acid. See students, we are very well known about the structure of benzene. The benzene is a 6-membered ring. Benzene is a 6-membered ring. It has 3 pi bonds. 3 pi bonds in the benzene ring. So benzene molecular formula C6H6. So these are the 6 carbon atoms. These 6 carbon atoms in benzene attached to 6 hydrogens. In place of 6 hydrogens, if we add 6 COOH groups, so each hydrogen is replaced with a 1 COOH groups, that is called as a mellitic acid. COOH1, COOH2, COOH3, COOH4, COOH5, COOH6. So in the benzene ring, 6 hydrogens are replaced with 6 COOH groups, that is called as a mellitic acid. So whenever carbon is treated with a hot concentrated H2SO4 at high temperature conditions along with CO2 and SO2, it forms a small amount of mellitic acid. Small amount of mellitic acid. Students, in the carbon acts as a reducing agent. There we already discussed about this reaction. So one more time we discussed this reaction because it is very important. So students, I already mentioned carbon does not dissolve in water. In the chemical properties of 4th A group elements, there we mentioned carbon, silicon, germanium does not react with water. But tin and lead, tin soluble in water forms corresponding oxide, and lead also partially dissolved in water forms a corresponding monoxide layer around the lead metal, and inside the lead metal does not react with water because a protection oxide layer is formed around the lead metal. So there we clearly mentioned that carbon does not react with water. So here again what we said, carbon reacts with water under specific conditions. So what are those? We can see. See students, we have to use red hot carbon, means again high temperature condition. So carbon reacts with water, that should be in amorphous form or it should be in red hot conditions. At high temperature form, it reacts with water, that is in gaseous state. Here steam means, students, we know water is available in 3 forms: liquid state water in solution, or gaseous state it is called steam. Ice case solid state water is. So in the gaseous state, the steam phase, water is also at high temperature, hot condition. So red hot carbon is treated with hot water. That water should be in vapor state or gaseous phase. So red hot carbon is treated with steam water at a high temperature. See students, here I denoted with a triangle symbol. So in chemistry, in the above the arrow, if you observe a triangle shape symbol, it denotes the temperature. Temperature means at a high temperature the reaction is performed. Okay, so red hot carbon is treated with steam water at high temperature. It forms CO, carbon monoxide gas, and H2 gas. Carbon monoxide gas and H2 gas is evolved. Carbon monoxide gas and H2 gas is evolved. Students, the important note is that the mixture of CO gas, carbon monoxide gas and H2 gas is called as a water gas. This is very very important, students. In the competitive exams like MSET, AIEEE, in the competitive exams, this question sometimes may ask. This question already asked, in future may also, in the competitive exams, this question may be asked as a objective choice. What is the mixer for a water gas? What are the mixture of gases present in the water gas? What is the formula of water gas? In this manner, the examiner may ask the question differently. So students, you should be remember, water gas is the mixture of CO and H2, carbon monoxide gas plus hydrogen gas. The mixture of these two gases is combinedly is known as a water gas. Water gas. So this reaction is very very important, students. What is the preparation for water gas? So red hot carbon is treated with a steam gas or steam water. At high temperature, it produces carbon monoxide gas plus H2 gas. The mixture of CO gas and H2 gas is known as a water gas. It is very simple. See students, carbon plus H2O, CO plus H2O. So it is combinedly known as a water gas. Water gas. Very important. You can remember this equation. So carbon reacts with water only under specific conditions. Only under specific conditions. Next, carbon in the reducing agents concept we already discussed. Carbon reduces metal oxides into corresponding metals. For example, if you treated iron oxide Fe2O3 with carbon at high temperature around 250 to 400 degrees centigrade, it reduces iron oxide to iron metal. Here the oxidation state of iron is 0 and it forms carbon monoxide gas. CO gas is evolved. Similarly, if you treat the carbon with tin dioxide, it reduces tin oxide into tin metal. Here the oxidation state of tin is changes to 0. Here its oxidation state is how much, students? +4. So from +4 to 0. In the first unit stoichiometry, we know very well the decrease in oxidation number, reduction, increase in oxidation number, oxidation. So here carbon reduces tin oxide into tin metal, and here also it evolves carbon monoxide gas, CO gas. CO gas is evolved. In this manner, see students, here the important note is that these oxides should be hot conditions. These oxides should be hot condition. Hot oxides are treated with red hot carbon at high temperatures only, reduces and forms a CO gas. So this condition is very very important. And similarly, also carbon reduces higher oxides to lower oxides. See, carbon dioxide is reduced to carbon monoxide at high temperature when treated with carbon. See students, in carbon dioxide, carbon is attached to two oxygen atoms. So after reacting with carbon at high temperature, it forms a CO, carbon monoxide gas, as a product. In the carbon monoxide, carbon is attached to one oxygen atom, whereas in the reactant, carbon is attached to two oxygen atom. Therefore, carbon reduces higher oxides to lower oxides. So CO2 gas reacts with carbon at high temperature, it converts into carbon monoxide gas. Similarly, students, in the chemical property of 4th A group metals, video module 2, we mentioned that carbon, silicon, germanium does not react with generally bases, but here carbon reduces fused NaOH. Normal NaOH does not react with carbon. Sodium hydroxide under fused condition, it reacts with a carbon, forms a sodium carbonate and sodium metal, along with H2 gas is evolved. See students, here the oxidation number is decreased from sodium hydroxide to sodium metal. in sodium metal, the oxidation number of sodium is here 0. In the sodium hydroxide, the oxidation number of sodium is +1. So here the oxidation state of sodium decreases from +1 to 0. Here sodium is reduced by the carbon. Hence it is known as a reducing agent. Carbon is called as a reducing agent. So all the definitions you are very well known. We discussed in class very cleanly. Oxidation, reduction, oxidizing agent, reducing agent. Here carbon acts as a reducing agent. It reduces metal oxides, higher oxides to lower oxides, metal oxides under hot conditions, hot oxides into corresponding metals. Similarly, fused sodium hydroxide reduced into sodium metal. So students, these are the chemical properties of carbon. Okay students, I hope you enjoyed this session. Today we discussed about the chemical properties of carbon, how carbon reacts with acids, how carbon acts as a reducing agent. So different reactions under specific conditions we clearly, detailedly discussed in the today's video module. Students, I hope you are sincerely following my video modules. Students, some of the students are asking about the soft copy of this topic. Students, don't bother about the soft copy of this lesson. I will give you at the end of this video modules. Don't bother about that. My sincere request to you, you should be please learn carefully by watching this video, the 4th A group elements. So after visiting this video, my sincere suggestion is that whatever the textbooks or materials you have, you please once read the concept, then only you clearly understood. So don't worry about the soft copy of this lesson. So first you can learn this lesson, later I will give you. Okay students? Okay, I hope today class you enjoyed. You can as early as possible you learn the all the chemical properties of carbon. This is very important concept students, today's concept what we discussed. Thank you.